Hello, hello, and welcome to the CTB Show. Today is October 27, 2021. It's almost Halloween. The weather, it doesn't matter. The other thing, who cares? Where is the House of Ordos, HBO? Welcome to the show. My name is Evan, the may or may not kill you. That is Brian, the levying the murder scene suspiciously.
Was that it? Was that the end?
Yeah, that was it. Go. Say your thing.
All right, just making sure. Oh, I live a life with integrity.
Okay. And that is Casey, the casing your home to probably kill you.
Somebody go grab Linus. He done missed Halloween again.
Is that Ted Lasso?
Is that from Ted Lasso?
It was Ted Lasso, right?
It was close. It was close. It was SNL.
Squid Games.
With Jason Sudeikis.
All right, it is our penultimate, the last of spooky season podcast for you. October is over. Brian is wearing, penultimate, whatever. I don't know what that means. Brian's wearing his costume. I'll be wearing my costume on the second half of the show because it is a full, it's a onesie. It's going to get really warm in that thing, so you just kind of have to wait. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're one of the rare individuals watching this on YouTube, just fast forward 30 minutes. Then you can see us all in costume, maybe. Anyway, we've got
listen to the thing first, and then fast forward 30 minutes.
Oh, sure.
Or no.
Or just
the
watch
second
it.
listen.
Second
just watch it. Just watch it.
Listen, then watch it on fast forward. And pretend like we're talking extra fast. All right, we've got that's exactly right. All right, we've got a bunch of, it's-beens to cover. We are also going to talk about a bunch of movies that we've seen lately, one of which is Casey's background, and we're going to talk about a movie that Brian probably hates, and he's got a list of movies that we are going to talk about. We'll get to that in the second half, but on the first half, guys, let's get it out of the way. Well, it's been... Who wants to go first?
Yeah, Spion. I will, because mine is chronologically further away than everybody else's. So a couple weeks ago, I went to my friend Greg's house. Greg is one of my best buddies of all time, along with Evan. They are the two people who gave a speech at my failed wedding. But
the wedding was successful.
The wedding was great. The wedding was
fun.
Fabulous time.
Brian pulled a fast one on the two of us and said, "You're both giving a speech." Ha ha ha.
So important for the story, his twin daughters were our flower girls. And they were lovely at it. So a couple weeks ago, I was at Greg's house on a Sunday for the Ravens game. And while I had scurried around back to smoke a cig or something, one of the twins, Liv, asked Jess, she said, "Hey, have you ever met Caitlin?" Which
how old are they now?
They are about 5, 6. I think they're 6 years old.
Okay.
To be honest, a question I had been waiting for a while. I could not figure out, do these children do all adults look alike? Did they just swap out one for the other? I thought her name was Caitlin.
Are you Caitlin?
Who is this? Just who did you change your name? Who are you? So Liv said, "Hey, do you know Caitlin?" And Jess, who is diplomatic as fuck, who is not going to lose her shit about a 6-year-old's question, said, "Oh gosh, right?
You little shit.
What if she, what a crazy reason to have to break up with a person. You're look, I feel like you were very angry at that 6-year-old. No, she was hey, no, we met after they decided that they weren't going to be together." And the little girl says, oh, cool. Because Levy took back the money, and they call me Levy, Uncle Levy. He took back the money that they gave us. They gave us $12, and he took it back.
What?
And Jess is wait, what? What is going on here? And And then the
You
little
robbed
girl's
a 6-year-old?
basically like, hey, sorry, little girl, this marriage has failed. I'm gonna need that $12. I am homeless now. I need I'm gonna need that back for rent. Jess is like, wait, what? She goes, the little girl's like, nah, just kidding. But and then Jess says to her, oh, because I would have made him give you that money. And the little girl says, well, like, could we get that going? Like, you still could. And I'm sitting there being like, wait, what? My biggest nightmare has finally happened. And there's an extortion plot tied to it.
So hold on. Were these twin daughters just straight up like trolling you, or what happened? I don't understand what's going on here.
Well, I mean, Greg. So there, and he admitted that there is a non-zero possibility that this little girl was trying to troll Jess and I, being like, "Yo, can I make them feel bad and
get
$12 out?" And I had so many questions. Like, is $12 like the big like? I mean, come on, dream big. You were at a wedding. You could have gotten fucking 20 for it. Like
12 is such an oddly specific number.
for a 6-year-old, like, right? Like that's the what's a big amount? 12. I got it. 12. It's as high as I can count.
$10.
One. He gave us one $10 bill, please. So it was very funny. It was something I had been waiting for. Like, I figured sooner or later those girls were going to be like, hey, where's that other one? And I was going to have to like explain divorce to children. Luckily both sets of their grandparents are divorced. So I knew I didn't have to explain the concept of divorce to them, but I didn't want to have to talk about it to those children.
It would have been worth your $12 not to, though.
Listen, I would have said $12. I'll make it 24.
Double.
What can we do here so we can stop all of this? Generally my biggest nightmare had come true. I was going to have to talk about it to children, and they're the only children I could have. What a time! What a time! That's why Jess. I mean, that's why Jess is great. It's because like shit like that don't fucking faze her. She's like, I was gonna get $12 from. I was gonna like have you like give them $12. I was like, no, fuck them, fuck those children. I'm not giving them money. So yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. This weekend was, and again, why is Jess great? This weekend was Baltimore Comic-Con.
Right.
I definitely spent some hours there. It's funny though. Like, Jess came with me for a day, and she's like wandering around with me. And it's funny how in like the 3 hours I spent with her versus the 3 hours I spent with myself, how much more I can get done without her. But
you're on a mission
on my own. Well, I felt bad. Like, it's like, oh, let's walk around. Let's see everything. I'm not going to spend 25 minutes at this booth looking through every fucking dollar book I can find. I had a great time. It's been a nice couple weeks. Yay, life.
What was the crowd like though at the old Comic-Con?
So great question. I could get more involved. So Friday I kind of sailed in. They did have like you gotta have your vax status checked, and then you got to get your tickets and stuff. Because I won't call. On Friday the vax status took like 10 minutes. It was super easy, and then I was in 20 minutes in line. Relatively reasonable. Saturday, on the other hand, we spent about hour 15 in line, waiting to get our vax checked. A line that went from the first, the one next to, if you're coming up, whatever, on Pratt Street, like the first one, and then went all the way back to the second one, looped around, and then sent you like down. It was very complicated. Or like all the way up and then kind of this on the street. It was about an hour 20. It was great. Right up until Jess ordered us Chipotle, but she didn't order Chipotle right across the street from the convention center. She ordered the one that's all the way down the Inner Harbor. So I did have to take a hike for that. And she's like, "I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Hey, it's cool. I wasn't upset. It wasn't like a half an hour trip. It doesn't matter nothing. It was cool.
Hour 20 round trip for a burrito.
I was like, I'm doing things differently this time. I'm very much not angry at you. It's great." Yeah. So, you know, it was a great time. I got a book signed by Brian K. Vaughan, who created Why the Last Man. So that was pretty awesome. R.I.P. that show that I watched. And Jess got to like be like, "Oh, he's so cute" in his element. And I'll never bring her again because why would I make anybody do that twice? And yeah, well, I loved it. That's what I've been doing the last couple of weeks.
Great synopsis.
Thank you.
I have been up to nothing. So Casey, go ahead and give us your little anecdote.
So my week has been a lot of putting together Legos with my 3-year-old.
How's you do?
Outside of working, we are putting together right now the Daily Bugle set, which it's ginormous and it has a bunch of different minifigures.
So Casey, Casey, hold on. Does that involve you putting together Legos while your kid like fucks off like in other rooms and shit? Like,
no, he sits next to me. He is. It depends on what size the pieces are. Like the really teeny tiny pieces, he can't like quite get his fingers around it. But like he helps me. I do most of the work. But he really likes the minifigures, so he puts them together, and then when I'm putting together some of the more complicated pieces, he's playing with them and coming up with stories. So. Didn't really anticipate the amount of questions about the characters. So we're opening up one of the bags, and it had the 2 figures that are in it are Carnage and the Punisher. So then
murderers. They're murderers.
He proceeds to ask me what their names are, and like just not really. It was early in the morning. Wasn't really thinking.
This is Frank.
This is Carnage.
This is the other guy.
Here's Carnage. Yeah,
Cassidy.
That's what I should have said, but I said it's Carnage. So now he's like
Cletus Cassidy. Is that his name? Cletus
I think
Cassidy?
that's his name.
Yeah. Something like that. And then, so like now he's like running around like, "Hey, mommy, this is Carnage. Hey, my mom, this is Carnage." Like I'm like, oh, God. Like this is what you want your 3-year-old. And then he's like, "So what does he do?" So the best I could kind of come up with for Carnage, instead of telling him he was a serial killer, is that he takes money from the bank that doesn't belong to him. So that's what he's been running. That's what he's been running around saying about Carnage.
You couldn't even say bank robber.
I didn't say bank robber. I said he takes money from the bank that doesn't belong to him. So let's see. I have a list. So these are figures that are in the set. And I want to know how you would and I would explain this to a 3-year-old.
Oh yeah, this is a good game for me. Let's go.
Okay, so we'll start with Carnage. That's the easy one.
Carnage, he's a better Venom.
Yeah, explain to a 3-year-old. That's great. I would say he's an alien that took over a man, and he's not nice.
Okay. He's like a bad guy. He's basically a bad guy Spider-Man who's really bad.
Really bad.
So then Venom, how would you differentiate that from Venom?
He's a bad guy Spider-Man who's not as bad as Carnage. Great. I'm glad Carnage went first.
He's in between Carnage and Spider-Man on the baddie scale.
So then how would you explain?
He doesn't like please.
Oh no, go ahead.
I say he doesn't like bad guys. But Spider-Man's nicer about it than Venom is.
Okay. Now, how about Mysterio? Mysterio,
he's a magician.
That's easy. No, Mysterio is a former movie special effects master who now uses his movie know-how to commit crimes. That's easy.
I like Evan's.
Yeah, right. He uses his movie knowledge to take money from the bank that isn't his. You pussy.
How about the Green Goblin?
The Green Goblin? That's easy. He is the father of Peter Parker's Spider-Man's best friend, who is also the father of Peter's ex's girlfriend's babies.
That's not hard to follow at all.
No, not even a little bit.
He's a sky surfer who likes exploding pumpkins. Wait, no, that's Hobgoblin.
And then sometimes, and then
he's a Halloween enthusiast.
Yes, he's a Halloween enthusiast.
And then sometimes he takes money from the bank that isn't his.
How about the Punisher?
The Punisher is a psychopathic murderer, Casey. We all know it.
He's a very sad man who is very sad that his family went away, and then he makes sure that people who take money from the bank that isn't theirs get in trouble.
Perfect.
And the last one, Blade.
Big trouble.
Blade?
Oh, Blade's a vampire slayer. What
is Wesley Snipes?
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes.
Blade hates vampires and taxes. We all know it.
He takes money from the bank that is his, but doesn't pay taxes on it and goes to jail.
He says, "Fuck you! I'm a sovereign citizen. It's me, Wesley Snipes, sovereign citizen."
Great. Now I'm out of jail, but I got to make all these fucking Expendables movies. What? Ah.
That was good.
I'm glad you liked it.
That is that's a lot of my day right now is trying to come up with explanations for all these characters.
It's amazing how much of my day that used to be, but continue.
But we were putting it together. So Daredevil is also in set, so I was explaining Daredevil, and so then I was like, okay,
cripple who's really good at it.
So I was trying to explain to him what like blind is. So like, and then he's like, well, how do you get blind? And then I couldn't remember.
And he said the same accident that made the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I should have went with that, but I was explaining the truck, and then it was just a question about like, why did the truck spill the chemicals?
Because it was a bad truck. It was a mean truck.
It was a bad truck. So it was, if you've ever been around a 3-year-old, that I kept getting asked the same question for like 3 straight hours. But
sure.
Why did the truck spill the chemicals?
Why?
And then he proceeded to make Daredevil the security guard in the Daily Bugle.
Okay, that's a damn good security guard.
Yeah.
Matt Murdock is like bidding, good afternoon, Peter Parker. Your office is right this way. Does Daredevil, what was he professionally? He was like a detective, or was it a report? What the fuck was he? Is he?
He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. Matt Murdock is a lawyer. Yeah.
I don't remember.
That's why there's the rumors that he's going to show up in the new Spider-Man movie, but who knows?
Right. All right. Well, that's a very heartwarming tale of Legos, Casey. Thank you, and you and your 3-year-old.
Oh.
What are you doing, Brian?
I'm warming my heart.
How are you warming your heart? Okay, you're doing the Care Bear stare.
So the Carnage figure actually has like tentacles that are coming off of it. So then he was like, "What's that?" So he's like, "Is it fire?" I was like, "Yeah, it's fire." So then he's like playing with Carnage. He's like, "He's roasting marshmallows."
Oh, no,
like, okay, sure. Because that's what he does.
Why couldn't you have just told the kid, "No, man, his suit can like stretch, and that's like the arms of a suit."
He's the one that came up with the fire thing. I wasn't gonna dash his hopes.
Actually,
no,
it
cool,
is a symbiotic alien form that can stretch and do weird things.
Congratulations on having a kid who's wrong. Way to go.
Harsh.
What upbringing? What upbringing?
I'll bring him by, and you can pull the comic book guy thing.
Yeah.
I would love to. I was like, sit here, tell me who all these people are.
Brian Levy, rude to children. Title of the episode.
They gotta learn. That's all I'm saying. They just have to not learn what's right, but learn that they're stupid and their lives will never get better.
Yep. The more you know.
If I've learned anything in my millennial existence,
yes.
I'm stupid.
Your
My life will be
trajectory,
better.
just like all the other children out there, Brian.
All the other children that I go to class with are like, "Oh man, things are awesome for you now." I'm like, I hope so. I hope so, little girl. Like, if you say so. So I don't think I mentioned this. For the first time in my college career, I did have to ask my friend what his pronouns were.
Oh, okay.
And I learned, that he was a he. Wasn't sure. I heard them talking in a couple conversations. I think that's hard for people. Like, what if people like weren't as cool as me and didn't know that like everything that you were thinking for the last 6 weeks may not be true. Better be sure what that person is calling themselves. Like, I think there are a lot of people who don't worry about that shit. And my friend was having a conversation and was saying some things like, well, that doesn't jive with what I thought. And I checked my privilege and said, "Hi, friend. I couldn't help but be listening the other day. And what are your pronouns?"
Hello, youths.
Hey, fellow kid, got a question for you. Use a boy.
What are you?
Use a boy or use a girl? The answer was boy.
All right.
Listen, I'm fucking on board. Like, it was so, but like, I haven't had to do that in professional capacity. I haven't had to be like, hey, I don't want to get anything wrong here. But like, that was the first time I had to do that. I was proud of myself for handling it so well.
Imagine if you achieve your now lifelong dream for the last 2 years of becoming a high school teacher and having to do it all the time.
Here's the thing. I assume I'm going to get a dossier on all of my students as they enter in. Like, I mean, if in the middle of the year James becomes Jane, like, I assume I'll have to just like handle that shit as it comes. I won't have that.
Yeah, it'll be a spreadsheet. Column A, first name. Column B, last name. Column C, pronoun.
But like, if Instagram is saying, "Hey, you want to throw those pronies on like the pronies?" I just invented that
hot prony chat.
A hot prony chat. If it's like, throw those pronies up on your profile, I'm going to have to assume that enrolling in school at the same time, they'll be like, or I'll have my own fun hey, getting to know you segment of the first day. Be like, I'm going to pass this around. Give me your pronouns, your preferred name.
Give me your name, your shitty pronies.
Yeah, like I want to, hello, Devil's Wing. I am pleased to call you they, them. Like shit like that.
Right.
I'm
just going to call, if I were a teacher, I'd just be like, you. Everybody's you. Just, hey, you two, you three, you 20.
Oh, Japanese maple. I am pleased to call you Shimshire. Whatever the fuck it is.
Okay.
I'm on board. Just tell me what you want. I don't give a fuck.
Well, here's what I want. I want to pivot to the next topic because it's going to be an awkward transition, but we do need to get to a little tidbit of local interest before we move along to the finale of our spooky movie season, in which I will be wearing a costume. But hey, have you seen this? Have you heard about this? A whole bunch of fuckery is going on in the counties of the state of Maryland. First of all, a few westerly counties decided, some lawmakers were like, "Hi, West Virginia, can we be part of your state?"
And then West Virginia said, "Come on over.
Come on down."
Did they? Did they really?
The governor escalated real quick.
The governor of West Virginia made a YouTube video or something, and he, first of all, this guy, one of the poorest states in the nation. Don't know why you'd want to be on that ship. The sinking coal ship, titled the episode. The governor of West Virginia is a billionaire coal magnate who for some reason wants like 3 counties from Western Maryland, one of which has like a resort destination, but the rest of them not so much. So whatever.
What, whitetail? What is it?
Deep Creek, Brian?
Oh, I've been there. Often.
You know the Wisp?
Yeah,
right.
no. I've been.
So in what I would describe as the triumvirate, the trifecta of nonsense going on in these counties, Hartford County just fired its like health council guy or something or other because he's too pro-mask, pro-vaccine. So a bunch of rubes got him fired by complaining a lot on Facebook. And a poll, something that we all should know and love and trust, was just surfaced on the social media is about how people in Maryland, do we think that Maryland is a southern state or a northern state?
I don't trust any polls. Do you know what you do if a poll throws a grenade at you?
A poll?
Yeah.
I don't know this joke, Brian.
you pull the pin and you throw it back.
There you go.
You know, do you know about the Poles Navy and their submarines?
They have great screen doors.
They all sank because they made them with screen doors.
Oh, I see what you're doing here.
Yeah, Poles.
Never goes out of style, Brian.
Poles.
Truly Tasteless Jokes, Volume 3, sitting on your bed right now.
Ask me about Helen Keller. It's honestly, if it's not in this room, it's in a box across the hall.
So it basically got me just into this tizzy this week about like, oh my God, this state is such a pile of shit sometimes.
Well, this state, but what about the fact that like West Virginia left Virginia because they're like, whoa, we do not want to be one of these slave peoples. And now they're like, fuck vaccine. Like, what a heel turn. What a WWF style heel turn that West Virginia has done in the Union. I just like, okay, what is the half-life of the United States at this point? For me, it's 25 years.
25.
In 25 years, we no longer have a country. Like, that's all I'm saying. Guys, we just got to stay alive till we're about 60 years old. And by that point, the New World Order will have produced the global apocalypse. We need to retire. And by retire, I mean dead in nuclear winter.
Nuclear winter, but I want to go skiing, so I want that.
Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to pay West Virginia tax because WISP is now in West Virginia.
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
I got to give Matt props to Snowshoe, though, baby. Like, West Virginia's got some good skiing.
I wish the commitment that the right has to being stupid, and I mean, and to be fair, that the progressive left, who I feel as if I am a diehard member, has to being recalcitrant and dickheads, is going to lead us straight to murder, baby.
Yeah, the harder the progressive left pushes, the more doubling, tripling, quadrupling, etc., plus one into infinity that the right is now doing right now. And
and listen, I'm never not going to be on the side of any, whatever, what side are you on? Would you like the land of Maryland returned to the natives? Cool. I'm on board. Let's fucking do it. Do you want one bathroom for every single person? Yeah, one bathroom. Every store, one bathroom, one person, one at a time. What is taking so long for us to figure this out? Or, 2 or 3, but they're all just single stalls. None of this shit is hard.
But also, none of this bullshit where the stalls have that little gap in the door so somebody can just, stand next to the door and peek through and, see you sitting there. What's that about?
Okay, I was going to save this for shut-ups, but I'm going to do this now. Shut up to fucking dudes who, in an empty bathroom, take the center. If there's 3 urinals and you take the center urinal, you're a fucking terrorist. I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
There's
a very strict order of operations when it comes to using urinals, and
all the way to the left,
all the way,
all the way to the right,
all the way,
middle of yada.
That's right. Unless it's a trough, and then you're fucked.
No, if it's a trough, it's the 1980s, and I'd love to know the secret of the time travel.
Oh, The Secret of the Time Travel.
The Secret of the Time. Oh, it's the 1980s too. The Secret of the Time Travel.
And that concept makes me a little happy. Casey, how does it make you feel?
Jovial.
All right, then that means it is now time to celebrate.
Give me the track.
Whoa! The internet sensation sweeping the nation. It's time for shout-outs. Whoa! That was really loud.
I love it. I love it.
Shoutouts is the part of the show in which we take a break and I get into a costume and we give Matt props, aka shoutouts, to persons, places, and things that are giving us jollies and improving our quality of life. Casey, what do we got from the social media Discord/Facebook?
We have more shut-ups than shout-outs. So we have from Liz G, shout-out in solidarity to all the folks on strike this week.
Yes.
Fuck you, scabs.
Apparently McDonald's was...
Except for Shane Falco, you're awesome.
And then Zach Electric Golf said, shout-out to the COVID firmware upgrades. I get mine on Thursday. He posted this last week, so he's got it already.
I have a question. What do I have to get a booster? What are the rules?
It's complicated. Read the CDC's website.
I'm not getting it. Okay, fine. I'm not getting. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
The first time was so easy. Is it not as easy?
No, you can get. No, it's actually easy because you just go and you get whatever one you want. You can get any of them. Anywhere.
I know people think, gosh, Brian, you're coughing. What is that? It's the weed.
Yeah, it's really awesome when I have to edit out every single time you fucking do that, Brian. It's awesome.
Just don't edit it out.
But
I got mine at CVS. It was easy. I got it on Friday, the first day that I could get whatever. Yeah, it's easy.
It seems complicated.
So, but what was your perk? What was your upgrade? What did you get? Like,
I got the Moderna, so I had Pfizer for the first two, and I got the Moderna.
No, I know. What was your like Cracker Jack prize?
Super Lego assembly speed.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
A gift, the explanation gift of explaining Marvel Lego characters to a 3-year-old.
Yes.
I'd rather get my dick sucked.
That he'll reboot his system overnight, so he'll have the latest drivers on Friday morning.
Very good.
Yeah. And then my shout out is to just having fun putting together Legos with my kid.
Oh my god,
pretty good.
Oh, it's so sweet. Is what I meant to.
Yeah, and it's great because it's like you feel like you're not like I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, I am not parenting right now. I'm just putting together Legos, and then totally that is parenting right now.
That is a bonus.
Honestly,
you can do one thing that you enjoy while parenting.
Casey, I can keep the 3-year-old occupied.
You're playing with you're playing with Legos is my plan with Star Trek. Like, no, I'm on board. I get it.
So, Brian, what is your shout out?
My shout out is to Snickers Ice Cream Bar. They are the superior ice cream novelty. Sure, you have your chocolate tacos, you have your chocolate eclairs, strawberry spaghetti. There's just something special about that fucking Snickers ice cream bar.
That reminds me of my other shout out. I finally got to Cara. How do I pronounce it? To
Harper Brothers.
Yeah. Yes. There you go. Thank you.
Systematic racism, Casey.
They delivered to Dundalk apparently, and I got a box of ice cream delivered on Monday, and it's delicious.
It's very good. I love Harper Brothers.
You got the salted caramel?
I did.
Good shit. I also have a food shout out. I just made some
pumpkin cheesecake is good.
Oh, very good. I've just made some shrimp tacos. I'd just like to shout out to shrimp tacos.
Oh,
shrimp tacos.
It's that time of year. I made pea soup this week.
Very good. That has been shout outs. Doo-doo. All right, we're going to take a break. I'm going to get into a costume, and then we're going to come back and talk about more spooky shit. Stay tuned.
Let's get that K-hole going, and we're back.
Oh, coming out of that K-hole's fast at you. All right, we're back, and we're going to talk about some movies. It's spooky movie and season finale. And
this is
it. We'll do 2 quick wraps of 2 movies that we have watched recently, and then Brian has a very important question for the entire world, which we will get to in a moment. But Casey, you were the first of us to see the most recent iteration of the Halloween series, aka Halloween Kills. I heard that it kind of sucks. You said it was okay. It was entertaining. Tell us more.
Yeah, so I don't know if you watched the 2018 Halloween.
Yes, I have.
I watched that recently. I've actually
I did not
this week. So I watched that, and then a couple days later, I watched Halloween Kills. I really liked the new Halloween. I thought it was really good. I thought it was, especially for rebooting like a 50-year-old franchise. I thought it was
40.
50.
Close enough.
Fuck. No. See, Halloween happened too close to my birth for you to say 50.
Right.
Like that's
sorry.
What is that? 79, 81?
I think it's 78.
Something like that.
78, 80, like whatever. Fucking 40. Casey.
So anyway, but yeah, like I thought it's 78. But it was that one was good. It was great. I really enjoyed it. The sequel to that, Halloween Kills, if you haven't picked up on it from like the trailers, there's they bring back a lot of the original kids from the first Halloween.
Oh, like all of them.
Yeah, like all of them. And there's like a mob, and they want answers because
Michael Hall is one of those kids.
Yes,
also.
he is. Yeah.
Yes,
Evil Dies Tonight, I heard, is repeated about 80,000 times in this movie.
Evil Dies Tonight.
Yeah, one of the things I thought that was good about the 2018 version was that, like, there's a scene where the kids are walking through the neighborhood, and the one kid is like, what, some guy stabbed like 3 people 40 years ago? We got school shootings now. Like, what's the big deal? And then literally this movie is that day, and the entire town is losing its fucking shit about a guy who reappeared 40 years later, and Evil Dies Tonight. And there's a lot of mob justice going on in the movie.
Yeah, a lot of mob justice. What blows my mind is just the stupidity in the movie, because everybody they're trying to track down Michael Myers, and they're all like, "Oh, he's coming to the hospital. He's coming to get Jamie Lee Curtis," and like the granddaughter's like, "No, the doctor was just crazy. Like he doesn't give a shit about her."
Right.
And trying to explain that, and like everyone's obsessed with that he's coming to the hospital. It completely ignores his childhood home, and he just
so like,
and until they look at all the kills, it's like, oh, he's making a straight line to his house.
Was Jamie Lee in the first reboot? Because like I loved fucking Halloween as a kid. Like every year, I feel like USA would do a Halloween marathon, and like for a weekend, man, there wasn't fucking better shit than 1990s cable ain't what it is today, like holiday marathons. You had fucking Michael Myers on USA for Halloween. You had Planet of the Apes on TNT on Thanksgiving. Like that was the fucking
24
shit.
hours of A Christmas Story.
James, but I feel like that's a holdover. That's like the old shit that like
she's in it. She's in it. So it's funny because one, she's a badass, but two, they totally retcon the fact that she is his brother. So they and they make a joke about it in the first movie, where like there's people talking about like, oh, isn't she his brother? Like, nah, somebody just made that up.
This is brother. So like Halloween ends with like Donald Pleasance blasting him. But then like they ignore also, and like Jamie Lee being like, oh, I made it. But like the reboot ignores like Halloween 2 and that.
Yep. It's a direct sequel to number 1.
So then like after Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode has like babies and shit. And like she had Judy
but she
Greer's
trains
her
the
daughter.
kids. She trains her kid like through like entire life to like fight Michael Myers. So like she like basically like develops this like booby-trapped house, thinking that Michael Myers is going to come back, and she gets her kids taken from her. And so, like, the first movie's talking about this,
my God,
the trauma of like having to live in that shadow, and then it was good. It's to talk about it like this is not as good, but
Casey, I'm pretty sure that you just said the words. So in this movie, Jamie Lee Curtis is Sarah Connor, and like I just don't want to watch it. Is that okay?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think you would, if you just watch it, I think you'll enjoy it. The second one is entertaining. It's not as, I would not say it's of the same quality as the original. Is it
as good as the other Danny McBride written movie, Land of the Lost?
I did not see Land of the Lost, but that's a good point because I totally forgot that Danny McBride like wrote both these movies.
Yeah, man.
They co-wrote both of them, and
like
so it's kind of surprising.
From the creators of Pineapple Express,
Kenny,
movie
Kenny Powers.
do not like,
and Your Highness,
a movie I do kind of like. I like Year One better.
Okay, but yeah, I enjoyed the 2018 Halloween, and I saw the interview where Jamie Lee Curtis is saying like, "Oh, this is a masterpiece because it really just deals with all this town's trauma after all these years of this person, and we're seeing this happen in real life with Black Lives Matter." And my eyes just went, "Oh, I'm sorry, what? With what now? With the who?"
No, that movie with the spray painted white William Shatner mask.
Yeah,
is a Black Lives Matter parable.
Yes, the trauma of a town where a guy killed some people with a knife is entirely equated with Black Lives Matter.
Look,
somehow
I'm all about that shit. But what if horror movies stop being about stuff? It's like, Hereditary is about STDs, like shit like that. What if they just tried to like kill people in inventive fucking ways?
Oh, you mean like Final Destinations 1 through 8?
Or The Collector, which is one of my favorites.
The Bone Collector?
No, The Collector. It's like from those Saw guys. So it's about like this guy who decides he's going to rob the house, but at the same time that he's robbing the house, there's a serial killer who set up a whole bunch of like fucking booby traps in the house.
He should have been trying to take money that didn't belong to him.
He tries to like jimmy a window and gets like the window like falls down on him, but the serial killer has put like a bunch of razor blades on the edge and like cuts off like the tippy tippies of his fingers.
Not his tippy tippies.
His tippy tippies.
Oh no.
Whatever.
Well, anyway.
I'm just fucking over it. I'm over horror movies. The only message a horror movie should have is don't have sex. That's it. That's
you
the
will
only
die.
message.
You will definitely die.
Oh, are you putting your pants back on? That's a terrible position to be in as someone shoves a machete through your chest. That's all I fucking want. Like a whole bunch of teenagers in high-waisted jeans and ringer tees that are getting fucking murdered, no bras.
But so Halloween, I think, is the guiltiest of these franchises in how it's been just like the same thing 87 times except for that one time.
The one with Paul Rudd.
No, not even that. Well, they tried to end that one differently by coming up with like a different Michael Myers. It was a little girl, but then they were like, nah, fuck that. And then, you've got Halloween Season of the Witch, which is a very strange movie. It's a very strange movie, but I appreciate it in that movie. Way.
The previous like Halloween 1 and 2 were movies within that like fictional universe.
Technically, I guess. Yes.
Because at a certain point they are watching the television and the television says later tonight Halloween. But also remember that time where like Corey Feldman was in Jason and they were like, yo, if we just pass on that mask, you become Jason.
Right. Yeah. At least with Jason, they didn't like, I mean, we've got the mid 2000s reboots of those two franchises that sucked really bad. And I'm glad
the Jason and Freddy ones.
Yeah, they were terrible. I mean, they were just,
but at the same time, Jason versus Freddy is awesome, right?
I fucking love that movie to death.
I love that movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love it.
Really?
I love it.
Yeah. Jason versus Freddy is good.
Yeah, it's hysterically funny. It's just like very fun. You just want to see Jason and Freddy going at it, and that's what you get. It's great.
No, you got Jason doing his thing, but at the same time, Freddy's also doing his thing. At a certain point, they fight, and then at another point, like the teenagers come and they kill them both. It's great. It's good. It's good.
What about Jason? What about Jason X?
I love it.
Love it.
It's terrible, but I love it.
You want to ask me about Jason Takes Manhattan?
That's not a good one.
Also, it's the one that I saw in Nick at Night once upon a time. So I love it.
I love that Camp Crystal Lake is somehow adjacent to Manhattan. It's a lake, but the boat.
They take a cruise
from Camp Crystal Lake. It's Crystal Lake.
It's got some kind of outlet. I'm not entirely sure that they leave from Crystal Lake.
It's got a fjord a channel connecting with locks.
As someone who has taken an interesting cruise in his life, maybe.
Okay.
I was in Norway. There are things.
Yeah, that was a very interesting part where Jason literally gets to Times Square and like the tropey 80s thugs, the guy with the mohawk or whatever, and they're pulling knives on him, and he's just Jason.
It's the guy from Superman the Motion Picture. Oh, Jim, that's a bad outfit. Slash, slash, slash.
Right.
Except he's got like a red bandana this time. It's like, I need all the extras from Beat It to come for Jason 8.
Jason
Takes Manhattan. Baby's Day Out. Jason's Day Out.
That sounds almost as ridiculous as the climax of Halloween Kills, where the spoiler alert, the mob actually finds Jason and manages to subdue him temporarily until he gets up and then murders all of them. Yeah, Michael Myers.
Is there a scene? Is there a scene in Halloween Kills where like, oh, hey, we gotta do something about that Michael Myers?
Yes.
Yeah. No, there is. There's a lot of them actually.
Whoa, and hey, I'm walking here.
He grabs a baseball bat off the wall and says that he's going to go kill Michael Myers.
Tonight, Michael Myers sleeps with the fishes.
Tonight, evil dies. Evil must die.
Oh, Michael Myers Omerta.
But they find him, and then they like beat the crap out of him. He falls to the ground, and they're like, "Yeah, we won!" And then he gets up and just murders them all.
He just murders them all.
Hey, everybody!
As Jamie Lee Curtis is talking to another like wounded cop about how like they're like he's not human.
Hey, that Michael Myers, he's a real gabba fool.
Fired.
Oh. I say, listen, we can sell it to the blacks, but never to the children. And only to the Michael Myers. That's it.
All right.
That's it.
All right. Moving along very, very briefly, because I do want to talk about these spooky movies that Brian is going to bring to our attention. But Casey, you and I saw the movie Dune. In 3 words, give us your opinion.
I'll do it too. Dune sucks. Nailed it. Casey, go.
Left wanting more.
Okay. I like it.
God, because the movie sucks.
No, just because like it definitely is like, okay, there's something important that's going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet.
Nothing important will happen. Evan, how'd you feel about it?
Some important stuff happens in the movie, like some stuff blows up, and what's his face runs away from it. That happened. But otherwise, it's so much material from the books that they're trying to pack into any length of a film. It really should be like a Game of Thrones series of its own. 1 movie, 6 seasons in a movie. Just like Community. Anyway.
So I have literally read Dune twice, and I'm looking because I feel like I put it back in my room out of the box across the hall. I'm willing to read it a 3rd time, but Dune sucks. I hate Dune so much.
It's
like,
great.
Oh.
Yeah, no one cares,
bad. Dune is less than Star Wars. Star Wars equals not good. Okay. Like, ugh.
All right. Welcome to the Brian Makes Noises podcast.
I'm just saying, it's just like, and at the same time, there's that Foundation show which I will tell you, the toughest part about being divorced with Caitlin is the fact that I can't ask her dad to put shit on his pirate server.
On his
because I have yet to see Foundation, but everything I've read said this ain't Foundation, and that sucks.
No.
Like I'm like, Dune is the show. Dune is the book that boomers want you to believe is good. And I mean, I'll tell you, Foundation is the book that boomers' older brothers want you to think is good. So I mean, like, it ain't much better. But Foundation is better. But like, Dune is not good. Dune is bad. And like, they keep trying to make it. They keep trying to convince people that some shit they're gonna like. And
the joke of Dune.
The joke of Dune is that it's bad. Like, absolutely. And nobody wants to believe it. They're like, no, it's really complicated, and the characters are stupid, and they're like, you know, the inbred hero isn't like some kind of fucking mongoloid. He's the best. And it's like, oh,
what are you talking? Wait, he's not. What are you talking about?
Paul?
Yeah, he's not inbred, right?
He is absolutely inbred.
That's why he's got magic powers.
He's the result of like genetic breeding manipulation, but in like medieval kind of ways. He's like just been fucking, like, he's the product of like cousin fucking of generations upon generations, Casey.
But those sandworms are pretty cool. Huh?
I've never read the book. I've never watched any of the other movies. I only watched this one on HBO Max, and I liked it. I just was just kind of like, okay, well.
Couldn't even buy a theater ticket.
At least you can afford one, bitch.
I can go to the movies. What are you talking about?
Shut the fuck up.
You're right. But you know, you're right. I'm saving all my money for November 1st. And the release of the McRib. You know it's better than Dune, the McRib.
That's a hot take. I'll accept.
Thank you.
All right, Brian. Now it's your turn. As if you haven't been talking enough already. Bring your topic to the table, please. Spooky movies.
All right. So I was involved in a group chat the other day, and somebody said that like their I don't know if they said their favorite movie was this movie, or does this movie count? But the movie as a horror movie, their favorite horror movie, or is Gone Girl a horror movie? I feel like the answer is easily absolutely not. I feel like, thank you, Casey, for that thumbs down in this audio media.
There's one scene that's
like psychological thriller.
Yeah, there's one scene that's scary. It's horror-esque, some blood and the kidnapping and whatnot. But no.
Okay, all right, and it is a terrifying movie, right? Like it's a movie that is scary.
Oh yeah,
but is it
from a men's rights perspective? Horror movie,
but is it a scary movie? You know what I mean?
It's tense.
So it's a movie that is scary. Is it a scary movie? And quote, scary movie. So like so Gone Girl was the answer. Was the initiator. I say no, it is not a scary movie. It is not. But at the same time, I came up with a list of different ones. What about Silence of the Lambs?
Huh. I mean, the finale is certainly horrifying.
I don't know if I consider that a horror movie. I think it's more of a psychological thriller.
Okay. I think...
Or a crime thriller.
But I think it does get looped into horror movie conversations.
Sure.
There's a serial killer involved. There's real terror. For me, one of the let's say foundational aspects of a horror movie is rising dread.
Sure.
Like you're like beginning to be, like it's I don't think it's a good movie, but I feel like one of my best examples is
what? Oh,
what?
Sorry, I thought you were saying Silence of the Lambs wasn't a good movie, and I was
no,
taking that personally.
The Other. Ghosts by Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
I feel like it's a movie that is able to like, it's not the best, but like it kind of amps up like this feeling of everything's fucking weird.
It's
like,
spooky. It's definitely like it has the haunted, ghostly elements of a horror movie, but I don't know. It's like it's one of those like gothic spook movies.
No, that's a horror movie. No, the others is a horror movie. There's ghosts and but like I feel like it's a good example of The Exorcist. Rising dread. Like it starts at a certain fucking baseline and then just like amps all that shit up until just that explosion that sends that old man out the fucking window.
So Silence of the Lambs is considered a psychological horror movie.
Oh, but it's that addition of horror. I just don't know. So what about The Sixth Sense?
Paranormal mystery? Yeah, I mean, it definitely has some of the horror elements.
Is a paranormal mystery a horror movie?
I don't know.
Right? Because like he's trying to solve like, why does this kid see, like, you don't know that Bruce Willis is a ghost. Oh, spoiler alert.
Whoa.
The last couple of minutes, like just the fact that he is a fucking like, he's trying to solve a mystery. You don't know that there's like anything actually. Well, I mean, I guess you see that like the kid does see ghosts, but like it's not necessarily. It's very scary. But I don't know if it's a horror movie.
Yeah, it's spooky. I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, I was
Event Horizon.
Ooh, Casey, thank you for saying Event. Thank you for saying Event Horizon, because that ties in very neatly with my next movie. Is The Fly a horror movie?
Sci-fi horror? Yeah, I think so.
I say Event Horizon. Yes.
Horror
movie.
Sure.
It doesn't matter about the fucking, space shit. What's important, the space shit gets you to the scary. But like, is The Fly science fiction, or is it like, I think The Fly is a great example of that rising dread thing that I was just talking about, it's,
if it really disturbed me when I was a child, I would consider it to be somewhat of a horror movie without question because of the body horror that's involved. Cat's Eye. I think the little troll thing scared me.
Of course, it's a Cat's Eye is a horror movie. What about the fucking cutting off that fingers and shit? Casey, have you ever seen Cat's Eye? I want to watch.
I have it,
Casey.
So I have.
You have it?
I do. I haven't. I have not seen Cat's Eye. So The Fly is considered a science fiction, psychological, body horror film. So it rolls up like three different subgenres.
It's also a romantic comedy.
Have you guys ever seen
starring Catherine Hagel and Ty Diggs?
Yep.
She's a reporter. He's a scientist.
He got into a transporter accident and is becoming a fly. And Rob
Catherine Hagel and Tay Diggs in Do I Love a Fly?
Question mark?
Casey, the next two I think are real questions. The first, Shutter Island. Is Shutter Island a horror? Have you seen Shutter Island, Casey? You know it?
I have, and that's based on a Stephen King novel, right?
It's based on a Dennis Lehane novel. My next one is based on a Stephen King novel.
Well, set up the premise for the listeners who maybe haven't seen Shutter Island.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say everything. Okay, so like Leonardo DiCaprio, he's like, I'm a police officer, and I'm from Boston and stuff. Hey, and I'm going to this island that's also an insane asylum, and I'm going to solve a murder. It doesn't matter what it is. That might be the plot. I'm pretty sure it's the plot.
It's something like that.
Leonardo DiCaprio gets to the island. He's like, hey, everybody here is really weird. What's going on? And everyone's scary, and I don't know what's up and what's down, and what's going on here? At the end, Leonardo DiCaprio is the murderer. And that doesn't quite like sell it.
And it's all a dream.
Kind of. It's all psychological experiments.
I was going to say it was a treatment procedure that didn't really work.
It did not go well.
Honestly, really bad twist ending.
Honestly, that scary as shit thing did not work the way they wanted it to. Well, they're like, what if we made things really weird and like it cured this guy? It did not. It did not.
Didn't do anything.
Kind of scary, but also, is it a horror movie? I don't think so.
Is Maximum Overdrive a horror movie?
Oh, great question. With the cars and stuff.
Yeah, and the soda machine that kills a guy by hitting him in the nuts.
So that was the question. Like, do horror movies need to have like the psychological? I mean, are there do they need to be supernatural? And I was like, well, no, because I think we would all agree like Misery is a horror movie, right? Sure. You know, like Cujo, where the only villain is rabies, is a horror movie. You know,
or any of those like whatever the one where the lady stuck out in the middle of the ocean and sharks. You know, it's like
Psycho is a horror. 37 meters or whatever it is. Psycho is a horror movie. The one where they're like stuck on the fucking ski lift.
No,
that's a horror movie.
It's literally called like Frozen.
I
need to see that movie.
Just them on the ski lift.
Yes, they're stuck on a ski lift and it's really cold, and then like one of the people's fingers gets stuck to the thing and they break off. Like, I need to watch that movie. I have been neglecting myself for all these years.
It's really like the kind of should we be inconvenienced for this weekend, or should we jump to our deaths?
Right.
And for some reason they decided to jump to their deaths.
Yeah.
But then the other Stephen King, like Dolores Claiborne, is that is that horror movie?
I don't know. I've never seen that one.
Like, I'm Kathy Bates, and I might have met my husband. I'm also from Boston, but this time I talk like a baby I am.
What about Frailty? Casey brought this one up before you arrived on the scene.
Is Frailty the one with like Bill Paxton?
Matthew McConaughey,
yeah,
and Bill Paxton.
Okay, all right.
And he may or may not be a demon killer or just a murderer. We don't really know.
But it's not even just a murderer. He might either be killing demons or have a toothache. Right? Is that what I remember?
Tumor? Yeah, something weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So like. So for you guys, like, what equals a horror movie? What does a horror movie need to have?
It needs to make me uncomfortable and not like in a this is awkward kind of way. Like like it hits you in your tailbone. You're like, ooh, this is actually
it makes your butthole pucker.
Yeah, it makes your butthole pucker.
Is Human Centipede a horror movie?
I would say so. Yeah, I mean the concept is straight up horror, and it has like its tense moments.
Is Scream a horror movie?
I guess technically, but then you've got your popcorn horror movies, right? The ones that are just like a fun thrill and a fun scare, like that mid 1990s, the one with Lily Tomlin's daughter, where it's a haunted house and it's just nothing but computer graphics throughout the whole damn movie. And is
that like The Haunting of Hill House?
It's something like that. I forget what it's actually called. It's called The Haunting.
But I think it was The Haunting of Hill House, because like I feel like one of those movies that they just like remade for Netflix. What is that movie? So I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about.
But there was a rash of these movies in the mid 90s that were just like
13 Ghosts.
Yeah, 13. Like, let's just take some old horror movie that had puppets in it and just make it all CG blood and whatnot and try to make it scary. But
is 13 Ghosts a horror movie?
No, like, it's supposed to be, but no, it is a laughably bad vehicle for Shannon Elizabeth.
Is Ghostbusters 2 a horror movie?
Yep.
Is Ghostbusters a horror movie?
That Vigo scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Oh, you know what scared the shit out of me? Janos with the eyes when he's like the eye flashlight thing. Oh my god, that fucking wrecked me. And that's the other thing, because there's like when Johnny Five gets like destroyed in Short Circuit 2.
It's scary.
Like that really scared me.
When he's leaking battery acid.
How about The Frighteners?
Oh, with Michael J. Fox?
That's like a ghost-based comedy, though, isn't it?
Peter Jackson?
So technically, I guess it falls into supernatural horror comedy genre.
But then you notice, like, when I was talking about, like, popcorn horror movies, then you get into, like, the Seed of Chucky territory, where it's just like, all right.
Are those horror movies?
No, I think the first 2 to 3 maybe could be considered horror movies, but then those middle two...
Child's Play is a horror movie. Child's Play 2 is a horror movie. Child's Play 3 is a horror movie.
Yes.
Is anything after Child's Play 3 a horror movie?
I think
and that's also...
Bride and Seed, definitely not. They're I think they're considered black comedies, which I don't really know what the fuck that means, but like,
okay,
a lot of I mean, people get their heads cut off. I don't know.
But then Curse and Cult are.
What was that?
I said
dark comedy. I think is.
Oh yeah, Casey said dark comedy, and I said Curse and Cult are horror movies again. That makes sense to me. That sounds right. Curse and Cult of Chucky.
Oh yeah,
Curse of Chucky and Cult.
I think that was the idea with
the
direct-to-video rebirth, was that we want to go back to sort of a scarier, meaner Chucky, basically.
It's wild. It's okay. What about Tremors? Tremors 1, is Tremors a horror movie?
Sci-fi action thriller.
Ooh, okay.
I wouldn't consider it to be a horror movie.
No.
All right. I think that's a tough one.
Tremors. It's considered it's American Western themed monster horror comedy film.
Okay.
Very specific.
Okay. Is The Thing a horror movie?
Oh, for sure.
I would say yes.
It's the horror movie.
It's not just a sci-fi, like, oh, who's the alien? It's scary.
It's straight up.
It's scary, but it's a horror movie. Okay.
Yes, 100%, 1000%.
Supernatural psychological horror film.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying it's a tough answer, but I think what we all agree is that Gone Girl is not a horror.
Yes, winding it all the way back.
So hold on. Is Tremors 5? Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell.
Tremors in the Outback.
No way. Is
Tremors Goes West
5. At a certain point, Michael Gross has stopped being scary.
Yeah,
they have one in 2020. Holy shit!
Wow.
Yeah, man.
There's 7 Tremors movies.
We should do a little visit on this series. Hey, listeners and/or watchers, if you have got a hot take on a quote horror movie that you think is borderline at best, please let us know in the comments or wherever.
Comment on the YouTube, hit that like and subscribe.
Call Brian an ugly human being so he'll have something to say about it.
Listen, I'm ready. Come at me, bro.
Bring it.
Cash me outside.
Cash him outside.
Habada.
And that makes me a little angry. Makes me a little venty. And I need vents for this outfit because I'm getting very warm.
10 cc's.
10 cc's. Makes me a little pissed offy. Whoa. Jesus. This sound effects board is so loud. It's kind of makes me want to go right ahead and tell everyone to shut up.
We're gonna let the band deal with it.
Total carnage!
Alrighty, Roo, this is the end of the show in which we give persons, places, and things that are lowering our quality of life and give us the opposite of jollies, a hearty, proverbial, and or literal shut up. Casey, what do we have from the social medias?
On the fam zone and Discord, Johnny C says, shut up to the old guy I work with that keeps calling me Jonathan. My name has never been Jonathan. It will never be Jonathan.
For the record, that does come from Jonathan the Mailman, and tough shit, bro. You're Jonathan from now on.
Jonathan the Mailman.
I missed an opportunity there. Sorry. Jonathan says. Evan says, shut up to Windows 11, getting rid of my toolbars that I use all the time.
Yeah, I might as well elaborate on this because I love having my little tab at the bottom of the screen where I can just hit the button and play any one of my games in a flip-up menu. Gone. Completely gone. I don't know why they got rid of it, but it's fucking annoying because now I have to like open a folder in order to play a game. Fuck that. It's nonsense. That's my shut up.
Liz G says, shut up to getting an email from a really... Ouch. shut up. Getting an email for a really sweet coworker who was resigning because they basically got a dead man walking cancer diagnosis.
Oh.
Hey, really nice working with you. By the way, dead in 6 weeks.
Are we going to Applebee's?
Listen, well, you know what I want? $1 margaritas at TGI Fridays.
All you can eat riblets.
Good news. Parking space available. Bad news. I won't be showing up to work. Worst news. I'm dead.
But
Liz, really sorry to hear about your coworker.
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Cancer sucks ass.
But I mean,
had to do something.
Zach Electric Golf says, "Shut up to the concerned Karens of Carroll.
County.
They are wreaking concerned with a K. They are wreaking havoc on all of those of us out in the western counties and constantly pissing me off."
Goes back to what I was talking about. Yeah. Fucking nut bags.
Everybody.
Shut up to my eyes because they can't see good.
Get some Warby Parkers, bro.
My Warby Parkers to read the shut-ups.
Please.
Any other from the social media zones?
No, that would be from Fan Zone.
All right, you got any
Discord
personal
zone.
shut-ups this week?
I mean, to my eyes, because
Yes, to your
I
okay.
literally was trying to read that and could not read it.
We've all been there, Casey.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Got nothing else.
Brian, what do you got?
Hey, you know what? Shout out to rain. I really hope it doesn't rain this weekend.
Yeah.
Because everything I got planned is outsidey.
Because I'm not standing around in this under an umbrella. Not doing it.
Oh, I'll do anything. I'm getting wasted. I think we're going to be all right. I think we're going to be all right by Saturday night.
Yeah, we'll make do. We'll see. We'll whatever. All right, that has been Shut Ups. All right, this has been episode 384 of the CTB Show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, let us know what's wrong with it. Maybe we'll work on it. I don't know. Spooky movie season is over. I don't know what we're going to do next month, but we'll try to come up with a theme.
I've got, I really like this. I don't know if there's enough to do Thanksgiving movies, but I think we should do this for Christmas movies. But like
in December?
Not in December, but not the traditional Christmas movies.
So Christmas with the Cranks, Die Hard,
Sorority Row,
Die Hard.
Black Christmas.
And that movie with the ski lift.
I'm in.
All right. If you are a listener and or a fan, give us a suggestion for whatever it is that we should talk about. Anytime, really. Listener topics, they're great. Anyway, thank you very much for being a friend. Thank you very much for being a fan. Have a great day and a better tomorrow.